Okay, so today we're gonna finish the clutch. Finally. Sorry about it. It took so long. So what you're gonna need is I'm trying to position this so that I can record it in a better position for me and you. So I'm just letting you know. So you're gonna need these two things plus the clutch, a yarn to sew with of your choice, elastic, a darning needle, and I like to have a safety pin. Some of these, two of these rings that I sent you, four rings. Or actually, I'm sorry, four of the small ones. Oh, just fall on the floor so I can show you. I know two of those. And four of these. The chain, which I'm sending you. A button. And scissors. Okay. So this is how we're going to do it. So, let's see here. Fold it. So we have designed, hold on. Okay, sorry if it's a little bit moving. So we have knitted these to fit the sides right here. Okay. So you tie these on the end, and how I like to do it is I like to take this ribbon and cut it kind of down the middle and then tie it so it'll stay on. Hold on, whoops. I gotta listen to music while I do it, you know? So, and then you cut the extra off if you haven't already. This ribbon is a little bit hard to work with, but not that hard. Then you want to tie this off like that. So I cut that extra off so I can cut it down the middle and tie it. You can tie it however you want, whatever's comfortable. I tend to like to do this with this particular ribbon. So, see, makes it a little bit easier. So, cut that off of both pieces. This one still needs to be tied. Okay. So, tie that. Cut it off. Almost done with this part. Tie. Okay. Cut the extra off. That's how I do it. So it's easier to maneuver. Like that. Cool. I'm not worried about the mess. I'll clean it later. And why I like to have a safety pin is to safety pin it where it's going to meet. Kind of try to measure where it's going to meet like that. So if I measure it here on the side first where it meets, see? Then I can safety pin it and then automatically do the other side and it will meet. If that makes sense. So just kind of, I do it that way. Or you could do it all the way across if you want, after you get it where it meets all the way. So that when you close it, see? So we're going to sew this on. So we're going to take our thread that we're going to use and our darning needle. Tie it. So then once you have that on, take it. And by the way, you could turn it inside out and do it that way first. And this one, like I said, this is hard to work with a little bit. Like for me, I'm gonna sew it. Like, sorry, hold on. I hate this stuff sometimes. There we go. Like I forgot with this stuff. I haven't used it and sewn it in a while. That you have to do it in the areas where there's not little sequins and stuff. As you can tell, it's easier if you can find the opening. And since I have that going, I could take this off right here. And just take your time on it to find, you know, the right spot here. And it will start to form properly. I'm kind of doing this a little bit awkward because I'm trying to show you how to do it, but it's going to be a little bit different as you comfortably sew it. Okay. Whoops. Oh, hit the thing. Here. As you can see, I'm sewing awkwardly, like I said. Sorry about the shakiness of the camera. See? And that opens it up for some more room. This is how I tie it off. I go through like I'm going to sew it, and I just pull it. I do that a couple times to ensure that it's on pretty strong. Okay. There we go. Tie that off. Perfect. That side is done. So we're going to do the other side. And just like the other one, you're going to want to put the safety pin through. And rethread your needle. That's why I only tie it once, to make it easier to rethread. So, there we go. Okay. I'm gonna move this. Usually, sometimes I take this and I just lay it up against this kind of sideways. And that's usually another way of doing it without a safety pin to figure out where you're at. And you could tie off in the beginning too. I do that too. Where my scissors go? There we are. See? It's pretty easy. So these are just going to be the sides of the clutch. That's all. So even though I'm holding it sideways, it's still going to sew correctly. When I mean sideways, I mean I'm just holding this up against this like that instead of sewing it outward. But I do like to check still and make sure it's going to be the same. Looks good. Sorry, I gotta listen to music while I'm doing some of these sometimes. It's not too bad music though. Okay. So after this, it's gonna go pretty smooth. And this stuff is kind of a little bit tough, like I said, to sew and work with. I apologize for that. But it sure is pretty. Okay, so I'm gonna go through and tie this off. And you could tie it through how many times ever you need to until you feel like it's secure enough. Cut this off. Cut this off. There we have the sides. Okay? Okay, so you see how it's flappy? That's what we need the elastic for. So we're going to take the black elastic, put it through the needle. I don't usually tie off the elastic because it's kind of hard. So then now this is what I do. So I'm using the elastic to cinch it a little bit. So you could take it through here. I just kind of take it and weave it on the inside. So to show you how to fix a mistake. I think when I pulled that and it ripped off, it didn't, all the way come. So that's an easy fix. And these things that come off, we can just cut off at the end. It won't hurt anything, so don't worry about it. So I've learned all these things as I've gone. I have not really read, I don't really know how to read knitting patterns or crochet patterns. I've kind of made all that up. That's the truth. So everything I do, it's not like cohesively in stone. This is something I've just, pattern I made up myself, okay? If you want to do something different, you can. You don't have to do the same things the same way I do. So, back to the elastic. But I did send you all the things that you need to complete it the way that I do. So take it, you could start wherever you want. And if you want to turn it inside out, it's up to you, but the stitching I think looks better to me on the outside. So I like to pull the elastic through so that you can cinch it a little bit so it's not so floppy and open. That's how I do it. You can just go upwards if you want. Oops, there we go. See? Upwards. Okay. I do it kind of like this. It's a little bit faster instead of going one by one. That's just how I do it. So you can either go all the way around or you can stop just on the front. It's up to you. It's all up to you. I like to right here. I'm trying to remember how I did it last time. I think I pulled it up like that a little bit. And then cinched it. If I'm correct, I think I did. And I'm going to have to do the same thing over here. So yeah, it's just kind of like how you want to do it. It's not, and I keep saying that because I don't know how to explain to you that it's not a, widely used pattern because it's not. So I'm just telling you that it allows room for your own twist on things, because I'm kind of, this is going to be done a little bit differently than I even did my first one, actually, so you can evolve it as you go. So I want to also pull this side up here. Hold on. Pull it to cinch. I like that one. Tie it off. And the elastic ties really well. See? So next thing I want to do is the button. And with the button, we also we go back to the black or whatever color you choose of the stuff. The sewing thread that I'm using. But you can use any thread. But I tend to use a stronger one. This is kind of like a for pot holders, usually this yarn. And for the button, I can't remember if this would fit through there. It does, okay. So wherever you want to do it, I like to see where my clutch is going to close. So I'm probably going to put it down here. So, let's see, hold on. I'm trying to remember how I did it. Oh, okay, I remember now. I have to take that off, cut over here, and I have to pull that through with the needle too, that's right. So I pull it right there. Then I'll have both sides, see? Then you tie it. Looks like that. So there's the button. Tie it as many times as you feel comfortable. That's secure. Cut it off. That's the button. Okay. With the closing part, I also use this. And with this one, you don't necessarily need the needle unless you want it, because there's big openings in between these right here. So what I like to do is wrap it around the button like this, then pull it through up here where I'm going to want it. So, kind of like this. Come on. Sometimes I gotta check a couple times and make sure that it's in the right spot. And that's okay. How tight you want it. So this is going to be used to close it. So it's up to you. Cut that off. So yeah, and that's how you close it. See? You can make a more intricate one. You could do it however you want. So now we're going to move on to the rings. So this is how we're going to do this. We are going to put rings on this side. You just open it, put it in there like this. So there's a ring there. And these are pretty sturdy rings. I wouldn't worry too much about, you know. Okay. So now you have two rings on. These other two rings go on the chain. Hold on, does this have an opening? No. So these are going to go onto these. Okay. And then kind of just showing you, so you might have to go through and, you know, but guess what? It's done.